Now, at the end of this, it just says to join. In the 5th round, it's wanting us to slip stitch to the center treble chain of next group, single chain in same treble chain. Okay, I'm going to work all the way up to that anchoring single chain. That's what it does. It anchors it. So we're going to connect here at the top of our chain 4, which I do it in the 3rd chain because the 4th chain is actually the top of the triple chain here, the fully formed stitch. Okay, there's one. Now it wants me to slip stitch to the top of the 3rd one, so I'm going to pull my loop really nice, because this is actually just laying on top of that single stitch, or that stitch that's at the top of the loop there, the top of the treble chain. And I'm going to pull my loop up so it's as large as the top of that, so it lays nicely. Okay, there. Now this wants me to, I slip stitch to the center. Now I'm going to single chain in the same treble chain. So that means I'm going to pull up a loop. Okay, there's my single chain. Now it wants me to chain 5 and single chain in the next space. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I'm going to single chain in this space here, this chain 3 space. Then I'm going to chain 5 and single chain in the center triple chain of this cluster. So now I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and where that little fuzzy came from, I don't know, but we're going to pull that out. Okay. And it wants me to single chain in the center of this cluster here. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to single chain here. See how I'm pulling my stitch up and making it forming it nicely. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single chain in the center here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single chain in the center triple chain here. Alrighty, all the way around. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just remember to keep your stitches the same size. Okay, before I go on here, I want to show you something. See how this loop right here is just a little bit bigger than this loop over here or this loop right here? We're just going to leave that. That's not going to matter at this point in time, nor is it going to matter after we block this. Blocking has two purposes. One is to make all the stitches settle into their proper position, but the other is to actually help form them into their proper shape. We do most of the forming here while we do the crochet, but there's a certain amount of it that does happen because of the blocking. So we'll get to that too one of these days. All right, I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, don't miss the center here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, because I almost missed that center one, I'm going to actually sit here and go back, just take a quick look and make sure I caught all those center loops. Yeah, okay, I did. So I don't need to pull out this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I find that when I do catch a mistake, it's always a good point to kind of go back and check for that same mistake in the rest of that row, in the previous row, you know, wherever you have made that particular sequence of stitches. It's always good to go back and check. So that'll help keep you help you catch your skips and things like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now, as you can see, I'm not keeping as much tension on my hook and the thread as I did yesterday. That's because it's a different day and I'm crocheting differently. My hands are probably tighter than they were yesterday. Like I said, I'm having a lot of muscle cramps today, so I haven't taken my muscle relaxer yet. I didn't want to get too dingy for you while I made this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm at the end. Okay, here's where my row started, and I have one more loop to make. I'm going to check my instructions, which says repeat from around and join. Okay, that means to join in the single chain that started this group over here. So I'm going to find that single chain, which is right here. Okay, and you can tell by pulling gently on your set of the chains over here, and you see that the top of this chain and this chain and this chain and this chain that make your chain loop, they all come together at the same place. That's how you tell which one's which. So we're going to slip stitch in here. Now I'm going to look at the next round. First we're going to actually just take a look at what we've done. If nobody has told you that yet, that's always a good thing to do when you finish a round, is to lay it down, take a look at it. Is everything in the right spot? Okay, I'm just sort of checking to make sure I got all my loops. Now, I'm not worried about this single chain right here. I'm not worried about whether that's in the center of this other loop or not. At this point in time, it doesn't matter because it will be fixed when we do the blocking. So right now we're going to finish this. We've just completed row 5, and we're going to work on row 6, which has us come back and repeat this row right here. And if you remember, that was skip 2, single chain in the next one, and then a chain 7 loop. So we'll see what that has us doing.